Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome to another random match here on WWE 2K16. This one's a little bit late in coming, but it is going to be a DLC showcase for, of course, Samoa Joe. Released about a week or so ago now, but I've not really got around to record. The match has been absolutely awful, so we're going to go for a new one here. Hopefully this will be good. We're in the NXT Arrival Arena. I've not really... The match has been so bad that I've never really got to the end of the match either, so... This is going to be the first time, hopefully, we're going to get all the way to the end of the match. It's going to be a really good one. I would like to use Samoa Joe at some point in our new and improved universe mode. And I do have an idea on how to do that. It was suggested quite a while back now by Kyrie Bellick to do some sort of Ring of Honor one-night-only show, linking WWE together with Ring of Honor, allowing some of the former Ring of Honor stars to come back for one night only. Also... Of course, we are going to be doing Evolve next weekend, I believe. We're going to do 3 Evolve shows. And I think over the process of those 3 shows, of course, it looks like WWE and Evolve are forming some sort of working relationship. So maybe we could see maybe 1 or 2 of the NXT guys drop into Evolve just to say hello. Maybe a Sami Zayn, maybe a Samoa Joe, maybe even a Finn Balor or someone like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. We'll have a look at that next week. But for now, of course, random match time. I will be doing something along the lines of Blake and Murphy versus Los Matadors, but I'm not quite sure if that's going to interest a lot of you out there. It doesn't, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't interest me a hell of a lot because I'm not really a big fan of either of those 2 teams, but we'll give them a go. We'll see how they get on. They might really surprise me. They might put on a really good match. And here, of course, comes Finn Balor. I picked Samoa Joe's entrance, I picked Samoa Joe's opponent to be the man with the longest entrance on the game. This entrance takes about 2 or 3 minutes, but it's so cool to watch every single time. It's just immense. And I tell you what, I hope that 2K are looking at WWE at the moment and are really thinking about it. Because, of course, we've had AJ Styles' debut. They've announced the debut of Shinsuke Nakamura. It's pretty much 100% on now that both Doc Gallows and Kyle Anderson are going to debut over the next few weeks as well. So I hope 2K are paying close attention to this and we are going to get at least DLC of those 4 guys, but I think we should really have AJ Styles on the game to start off with, because he did debut in January, and surely that's enough time to get him all scanned in. And Nakamura as well is already in the country, and he's already signed up, so if 2K had any sense to them whatsoever, they'd be getting him scanned straight away. I think he is in America at the moment in NXT, just doing a little bit of work here and then, of course doing his medical tests as well. So that WrestleMania weekend is going to be incredible. If you just imagine we're going to have the debut of Shinsuke Nakamura at NXT TakeOver on a Friday night, and then WrestleMania on the Sunday night as well. It's going to be incredible. I'm really looking forward to that now. And I would assume that these 2 guys are going to be in the ring for this random match. I would assume at least one of them will make their debut pretty close to WrestleMania. We know the Raw after WrestleMania is usually a chance for WWE just to hit that reset button, just to bring a couple of guys in. I think last year it was Neville, and it was Kalisto and Sin Cara. I think those are all the ones that came in last year. And I'm hoping we'll see at least a few more this year, because these 2 guys in the ring are absolutely incredible. They should be on the main roster now. And I'm not only saying that because I want to see them up there, but it opens up the space at the top of the NXT roster as well for other guys to really stake a claim. So there's other guys at the moment, like WWE is signing more people like Biff Busick, Rich Swann, people like that, and they've not really had a chance of yet to really hit the big time, because the top of that card is just so overwhelmingly good with the likes of Samoa Joe. You've got Finn Balor, of course Sami Zayn just returned from injury, Hideo Itami's soon to be returning from injury. It's a bit up in the air at the moment with Hideo Itami's injury, so those 4 guys are really dominating things. I'd like to see just a few guys move on, and just to allow to freshen up NXT a little bit as well, because they've done it with the women's division. They took up the likes of Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks and Charlotte, and that completely opened the forum for other ladies to really push on and take control. We're seeing a lot more of Carmella now. We've got Nia Jax debuted in. I'm not going to say the E word. We've got Asuka as well, so we've got some fantastic women down there, and I think it's a chance now for the men to move up and for a new breed of male wrestlers to come in to NXT and really push on. And maybe tag teams as well. The likes of Chad Gable and Jason Jordan are very, very good. And you've also got Enzo and Cass, who are surely going to have to debut on the top of the roster at some point. both those teams, and the Vaudevillains. I'm a big fan of the Vaudevillains. I really like their gimmick. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to happen over the next 6 months. So you'll see a lot of new people on the main roster. I think it's about time WWE had a bit of a purge. They do it every year or so. I think they've just done NXT over the last few days. They've released about 5 or 6 people now, including, of course, Bull Dempsey was probably the bigger name out of the lot. You've got Sylvester Lefort, Marcus Louis, and I think the other 2 guys have never debuted. So I think it's about time they did the same thing on the main roster. I honestly think, I've been saying this for a while, I know a lot of people agree with me, that the likes of Big Show and Kane should really be stepping down now and allowing some of the younger talent to come through, especially Big Show. Kane, I think, can still get by. He can still put on a decent sort of rivalry. Big Show can barely walk in the ring now. It's quite painful to watch sometimes with Big Show. So that's all. That's just my opinion. I'm hoping it's not too different to what everyone else's is. But enough about just random bits and bobs. Let's concentrate a bit more on the match in the ring. Samoa Joe. I'm surprised Samoa Joe was added to the game, considering that that 2K made this whole thing about the Divas Revolution not being debuted early enough that they would not put onto the game. But then Samoa Joe debuted quite a while after everyone else. Of course, he's a big person. He's a big name for the game, so I think it was very important to have him on there. I think Samoa Joe himself would completely sell this DLC, because I can't imagine anyone going into the shop and going, oh yes, Los Matadors are available, I'm going to give my money now, or yes, Blake and Murphy are available, I'll give my money now. Everyone has probably bought this DLC just sheerly for Samoa Joe, including myself. Well, I bought the season pass, so I get all the DLC anyway. We're still waiting for the, is it the Hall of Fame one, isn't it, where we get quite a few people in the Hall of Fame one, so we're definitely doing a bit more of a DLC showcase for all of them. That's going to be pretty interesting. This match now ascended to the outside. And like I say, I will still do some random bits and bobs here and there. Just because we've stopped doing the big Universe Mode Great Exploder Suplex there by... that's a T-Bone Suplex, sorry, by Samoa Joe. We will still do some random bits and bobs, so we might bring back and do a NXT pay-per-view. We might come back and do maybe a Royal Rumble pay-per-view or WrestleMania or something on them sort of lines. Maybe we could do WrestleMania over the WrestleMania weekend. We could do the exact card how WWE have done it, and just see how we get on. See if we can guess any of the matches correctly. At the moment, Samoa Joe's dominating Finn Balor here. And I think, of course, we're going to have a lot more random matches with Samoa Joe involved. Now we've got a hold of him. One big one I think we're all got to think about, of course. Now both guys are on the roster for WWE. Has to be Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. That's a cracking idea for me, and I think we're going to have to do that at some point. Of course, if you guys have any ideas for random matches, I know I've not done a lot of suggested ones of recent, because I've been doing a lot of ones based on obviously the DLC and the new signings for WWE. So if you guys have any suggestions, drop in the comment section below. I will get round to recording them. I do still have my big folder full of all of your suggestions. Every single one that comes through on a comment, all go into that pad. And it's just a case of me getting around to getting them all recorded. Samoa Joe now wrenching at that arm in that armbar, and Joe is definitely dominating this match. And I think Joe would be fantastic to bring back to Ring of Honor for one night only. And I'll tell you what, Samoa Joe dropping into Evolve for a weekend maybe. You can imagine just him having matches against the likes of maybe Chris Hero. Of course, formerly NXT's Cassius Ohno. Oh, that's one of Samoa Joe's signature moves there. The splash in the corner, followed up by the big kick. Into the pin he goes now. Finn Balor 2. It's only a 2 count. Finn Balor does manage to kick out. Joe can't believe it. He thought he had the match won there. And I wonder whether Joe will go for the Coquina Clutch. I can never say that move. The Coquina Clutch, or whether he's going to go for the muscle. He's going to go for the Muscle Buster. We are going to see Samoa Joe's big finish, the Muscle Buster. Is it going to be enough to finish Finn Balor off, though? If it is, he's absolutely dominated this match. From start to finish. Is this going to be enough? Joe with a pin. 1, 2, and no, Finn Balor does kick out. So there's a little bit of life left in Balor. But as the match has already gone on, I think it's looking clear that Samoa Joe is a real strong favourite for this one. He's hit some big moves so far, but Finn flipping straight back up onto his feet. Big power slam though by Samoa Joe, just stopping that motivation, that momentum before it even began inside Finn Balor. Joe now rolling Balor over and locking in the reverse dragon sleeper. But Finn's feet were underneath the ropes and Joe forced to break the pin straight away. Joe with a big stomp on the chest of Finn Balor. Now rolls him over. What does he have planned now? He's just going to pull Finn into the middle of the ring. Probably the best bet, taking him away from them ropes. And now, oh, there's some big kicks and a big one to the face as well. I think Finn might have been busted open, but it's difficult to tell with that paint. But you can just see the remnants of blood on the hand of Samoa Joe. Big running forearm into the corner. Finn Balor drops to the ground. Joe now looking for the pin once again. Could this be enough? 1, 2, and no again. Finn Balor still just enough in the locker to kick out of that one. Joe now locking in a head scissors and a big elbow to that forehead. Like I say, I think that forehead's been busted open. We can see blood on the hands of Samoa Joe. Just about when you see his right hand there, you can just about see a little bit of blood. I think Finn has been busted open. Joe with a big kick to the gut and then almost steps across Balor. Joe now taking Finn Balor up into his shoulder, but Finn manages to slide free and drops him in that reverse DDT. Finn spins Joe round in a reverse Bloody Sunday. Can Finn steal this one? He's been dominated all match. Can he turn this around and steal it? No, Samoa Joe manages to kick out. And I tell you what, these two guys are putting on a fantastic match here for us. And I think we should definitely look at doing an NXT pay-per-view in the future. There is a lung blower. Finn is going up top. Is he looking maybe for the coup de grace? He is. He lines it up. And he catches Joe with it as well. And Balor could have this. 1, 2, and no, Samoa Joe. How? Just how? How has he got enough in the locker to kick out of that? That's insane. Joe back up to his feet. Balor catches him, spins him round, sends him into the corner. Balor now taking Joe up onto the top turnbuckle. What's he got planned here? He's already hitting for a reverse Bloody Sunday and a coup de grace. But now what has Balor got planned? Looking for a superplex? No, a super Falcon Arrow. Really planting Joe. Is this going to be enough? 1, 2. No, again, Joe kicks out. I just don't get how Joe is doing this. I especially don't get it because I've set finisher strength to the strongest it can possibly be. So I can't imagine how Balor kicked out of a muscle buster, and then Joe kicked out of a reverse Bloody Sunday and a coup de grace. So I'm a little bit confused, but I'm not going to complain. Fantastic match between these two. What's Joe got planned here? Oh, Balor manages to slide free. Looked like Joe was going to set him up for some sort of move there across the middle rope. Joe now sending Balor into the corner. And they can't quite get a hold of him. Not sure why. Great stroke style move there by Finn Balor, now pulling Samoa Joe into the middle of the ring. He's going to go for a pin. 1, 2. Still only a 2 count. The match between these two goes on. Balor with a big boot to the gut now. Joe catching Balor with that big knee to the gut and then some big strikes, but Balor catches the second one, takes Joe up into a sit-out scoop slam. Balor now bringing Joe back up to his feet. Spins him round. Looking for it for a second time. The reverse Bloody Sunday for the second time of the match. Balor has to bring Joe away from the ropes. Going to go in for a pin here. 1, 2, and my word, I just don't know what to say. I do not know what to say. How on earth has Samoa Joe kicked out of 2 reverse bloody Sundays and a coup de grace? Balor now taking Joe up. He's going to sit out powerbomb. Rolling Joe over. He's going to go for a... He's going up to the top row once again. Could we be looking for a second coup de grace of the match? Balor signaling for it and hits it perfectly right into the centre of the chest of Samoa Joe, and surely this time Joe's not kicking out. Holy crap. How? Just how? And you see now that blood on Joe's hand is clear to be seen. It looks like that's blood from the forehead of Finn Balor. It's difficult. I think you can just about see it, actually. That Balor is busted open. So that big boot to the face of Balor now catches him in that T-bone suplex, launches him across the ring. Joe in with a pin. 1, 2, and that was enough. The T-bone suplex. This game does amaze me sometimes, it really does. We saw 2 bloody Sundays, 2 coup de grace, a muscle buster, and the finishing move of the match was that second T-bone suplex. A good move. I think it's one of Joe's signature moves, including that as well, one of his signature moves. He's knocked many a man out with that kick, including, I believe, Kurt Angle in the one of the first or second matches that Joe faced Angle in TNA. I think Joe actually knocked Angle out with that kick. There was the muscle buster earlier on in the match, and it just shows just how good this Samoa Joe is on this game. Really effective, a lot of resilience, and a lot of high impact, big moves as well. That was the second of the coup de grace, I believe. One where I was absolutely convinced that it was going to be the end of the match, but Joe just had a little bit left in the tank to kick out. And here you see Joe just catching Finn Balor, and there's the second of the big T-bone suplexes. And enough to finish Finn Balor off for this match. And there's the 3. So a great match, a great introduction to Samoa Joe on this game as well. I think he's going to be a great addition to this game. I think we're going to get a lot of random matches out of him. I have got quite a lot of suggestions already, but I really didn't want to download a downloaded version of Samoa Joe and use it. I'd rather use this real one. So I've saved up quite a few good matches from you guys in my little booklet. So hopefully we'll get to them pretty soon. Of course, if you have any more ideas for random matches, drop them in the comment section below. I will note them all down and try and get them all recorded. I'll try and get as many as recorded as I can during the weekend now, because I've got a new job and it's taken up a lot of my week sort of time. So yeah, try and get all I can do over the weekend. So yeah, just drop everything you want in the comment section below. I'll get it all noted down and hopefully get it all recorded and uploaded for you. Of course, if you have enjoyed this video, then be sure to hit that like button. It does help me out a lot, makes the video easier to find, helps the channel grow and all that sort of shebang. And of course, subscribe if you are new around here for a lot more WWE 2K16 footage. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.